Hi there, I'm Shoddy. Welcome back to Betrayal at Krondor episode 4. And we left off, we just got started on chapter 2. I did a bunch of reading. Oh, bookmark is the right save. Chapter 2, Shadows of the Nighthawks. And we've only got 2 party members now, and we're leaving Krondor through the sewers. Keep my map updated? It does. I think the exit is south. Button. If you want to see more episodes or more of my games I've played, you should check out the live tab on my YouTube. Games I've played have also set up in playlists over there. And I appreciate any follows or likes or subscribes on YouTube and on Twitch. Helps me out. Thank you. Alright. Not looking for Discord friends, sorry man. South the right way? Darn it. Best. The shadow approached. From a murky corner of the room, the figure advanced towards them. Gorith's pulse quickened for a moment, but he relaxed slightly as he saw they were not about to be attacked. Took you long enough. I was beginning to think the mockers had you bagged up again. Senor James, is everything alright? Squire, suppose I ignore the fact that this trip is a state secret to which you are not supposed to be privy, and that we are hurrying out of the sewers instead of leaving by the main gate at the proper time. How did you find out we were coming? Well, after Senor Locklear dumped me off after we got here and told me I could go home, I got bored and decided to check out Krondor. Unfortunately, there's nothing much interesting going on here, so I decided I would come back to the palace. I tried to pay Gorith a visit, an unexpected visit last night, but discovered that the guards had been doubled with orders, that no one could see him. I might have fallen for it if I hadn't heard someone snoring in his cell. Gorith doesn't snore, I take it. Good sound. When I realized that something was in the air, I went to find Locklear and discovered that he was mysteriously absent, despite a tray of food delivered to his door just moments after I slipped away. Finally, I came down here and talked to Lim, who told me you had been down here earlier this morning. At that point, I realized Arutha meant to slip Gorith out of Krondor for some reason. You sure you're not a thief by profession? You think unnervingly like a mocker I used to know. So are we ready? We should probably get moving. Where are we going anyway? You cannot accompany us, Owen. Our mission is much too important. Quiet, Moradel. I'll handle this. But I could jeopardize your mission. Who knows who might take me captive in here in Tiburn. If I go back to Krondor now, I might accidentally talk to someone. Besides, I'm from the eastern part of the kingdom. I know the area and I might be able to help. For better or worse, you seem determined to hitch your fate to catastrophe. If you want to get yourself killed at a tender young age, who am I to naysay it? I used to pull the same stunts when Arutha wished to pull out of Krondor. Alright then, Squire, you can come along, but these are the ground rules. 1. I am in charge, and you do whatever I say without question. 2. Under no circumstances do you reveal anything about Gorith or our mission to anyone. If someone asks, we will continue what Senor Locklear suggested. Gorith is an elf. Thirdly, and lastly, you don't wander off on your own. I don't care if you're watering the trees. You ask me first. Is that clear? Absolutely, whatever you say. Stop smiling. You're going to earn your keep. I know I'm going to regret this, but let's get moving. We have a long way to go and no time to get there. Owen's joined the party, and the party's full again. And I forgot to add this guy's focus on his skills. What is assessment? Sure, why not? Do the best at haggling, 44. Barding is 33. Yeah, pretty close. One's barding. 45. Assessment must mean, When I see the foes on the screen and I click on them, maybe? Alright. This the way out. Turn left. One looked up the narrow stairwell. It was definitely a way up, but he questions whether it was right way for them to be going at the moment. What do you think, James? Feel like climbing all the way back up? There was a locked chest. Now I have a guy better at lock picking. It was like all the way up there. Oh well, what can you do? I gotta check it out now. Hey, why is there bad guys down here? The enemy jumped back. James felt a surge of confidence as the enemy struggled in desperation to meet their attack. Judging by the speed with which they had regained their composure, he guessed that they were well trained and could provide quite a fight. This guy's got yellow pants. He's a spellcaster. Blind him. He was alive. Unsure whether it was skill or luck that had won them, James set aside his weapon. Though he allowed his dead opponent a wide berth while he checked on Gorith's welfare, he needed no further excitement for the day. I wonder if that's the same thing with just James's name put in there instead of Locklear's. No, I could sell that crossbow. They're good money. No. What else can I carry? Nothing. Won't be able to carry what's in that chest if I can open it. I think it's like all the way over here. Oh, shit. The enemy watched as they approached. Hold there, a hawkish-looking man said, holding up a palm tattooed with yellow spiral pattern. Strip off your clothing and possessions. We shall make no further business between us. Jim scratched his chin. Must we come to blows over this? There must be another option. No, the leader grunted. I'm afraid there is not. Oh no, there's two with yellow pants. No! Not the spell casting. How much is that gonna hurt? 33. Come on, hit him. One's gonna get his butt kicked. Down. Is this him? Who's the yellow pants guy? This guy's got white pants. Whether this is him or must be. Good job. The battle was won. Search the bodies. They may have valuable supplies, James suggested, and then amended. And make it quick. If there are more of them waiting out there, let's not be here when they return. Do I need 4 poisoned arrows? I should be able to share it, but nobody has any room. Alrighty then. Word. Button. Drop. Oh, that's the switch. Hello, Cyrus. Got too much stuff. Toss that. What was this again? Journal of the Dwarf. Ragnar. I don't think we need that. Maybe we could sell it. I have the hammer. Oiled. More bad guys. Back up and rest. Someone got yellow pants? I didn't get to read this last time. Displaying a 3-fingered hand of ritual mutilation of the priestly caste, large figure ass. Today, Giswa ordains that you shall be his prey. Dang, he just shoots right between me. Between his own friends and hits me. not miss. Nice. James blinked. For a long moment, he stared at his dead opponent, pulse pounding in his veins as he waited for yet another to come on. Teeth bared or blade flashing, but instinctively he knew that they had won the fight. This fight. They were safe for the moment. Those magical rings worth anything? I don't think they stack. Oops. Sarth had no idea what to do with the Ring of Krondor. Could be wrong, but it looks like a magician's handiwork. I'm not sure I have the room in my rucksack right now, but I'll take it off your hands if you like. Something. Zero? Dead weight. There's not two bodies on top of each other, is there? There's more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. Not enough room. 13 rope. Can I stack these ropes? Yes. Darn, that's not where the treasure chest is. Alright, right here. Hooray, he got it. The lock was simple, as the old saying goes. Locks are for children and fools, Jim said. After a few seconds, he flipped the pick locks in the air and caught them. I am no fool. This one I've already got. I've already read. True Sight T. Archer. Who's got that? Skyfire. Although we wish for better circumstances, I've already read this. Now we know Skyfire. Is this the chest that exploded in my face a bunch? One we've already deactivated. Why is there no light if there's torches on the wall? Alright. What do they give me for that? 70. I'll take it. What a bowstring. So many lockpicks. What was in the other shop? Gem shop. Oh, maybe I should have sold the gems here. But I can sell a ring of Brander. Go sell them both. Want this? Guess we could stay at the inn. Bard. Nope. Didn't like my playing. Eight sovereigns for the night. James smiled, still feeling lightheaded from his well-earned sleep. He waited patiently as the Nightmaster stirred from his office upon the counter. "You seem to be in good mood," the man said, picking up the guest register. James replied only by nodding non-committedly, knowing the innkeeper might increase his rates if he seems too pleased with the service. "Seeing as you slept so well, how about another night?" The Nightmare asked, and just to show you how generous I am, I'll keep the same rate, 8 sovereigns per night. What do you say? No thanks. James frowned. "Another time, Nightmaster," he said, rapping a knuckle against the counter. "Bit of advice, however. You want more customers? I'd advise dropping your prices. Even the Empress of Kesh would balk at what you're asking." This guy wanted to talk to Senor Locklear, but let's see if he... James grinned. Seated behind one of the benches was an old associate, Nivik, Lord Minister of Finances of the Western Realm, a loyal subject to Arutha. He had befriended both he and Senor Locklear during their ramblings about in Krondor Street, and had taught the both of them a good deal about the workings of the kingdom's finances. Looking down the considerable length of the nose, he greeted them cheerily. "Senor James, what a pleasure to see you." "The pleasure is mutual. How are the ledgers of the kingdom, Nivik? Think we shall have enough money to keep the kingdom running for the year?" "The ledgers are at a balance, but I dare say my thirst suffers a deficit of catastrophic proportions. Though I handle thousands of sovereigns a day, I fear I haven't the command of more than a handful for my own use at the moment. I don't suppose you might be in a position. What do you say, Owen? Do we buy a drink for the honorable tax collector, or do we allow him to expire of thirst?" "Yes." "Bartender, a drink for the tax collector. Drink up, friend, and tell me what you know. You've always had a good ear for the happenings in and out of the kingdom." "Rumors, my goodness me. I'm not the kind to consort with rumor mongers. No, sire. You should know that, of course. I do occasionally hear a few facts that are of interest to people. Accounting is fascinating business, you know, all the figures and such. Something a little more lively, if you please. Stolen cows, cheating wives, dishonest traders, that sort of thing." I don't know what that word is, man. The prurient and the scatological, huh? Eh? Well, let me think on it. I believe I heard something last week, at least. I believe it was last week. Maybe it was the week before that. Couldn't have been before that annexation in Malak's Cross. If you please, Nivik, we would like to get out of here before tomorrow. I would be most pleased to accommodate you, but it seems my mouth has grown a bit dry. What do you say to buying me another drink? Yes. Now, that's much better. What was I saying? Oh, yes, about this story. There was Or Urup. There must be a burp, right? This fellow that lives near Sethanon that has filed 3 new claims on land in the past year. 3, you understand that? Something suspect about his purchases? Always selections of land are nice enough. Prime pieces of land, matter of fact, but he's without a title. How a person of ignoble birth managed to buy 3 prime estates? Tell me that. What is this fellow's name? Perhaps we should look into it. What kind of question is that now? You think I carry my ledger about in my head? I mean, you might as well ask me the name of Prince Arufa's wife. You mean to tell me you can't remember Princess Anita's name? No. What is her name? You're telling me about the man named Sethanon. What else do you know about him? Tell me about the man. I think his name was Fibber. Nah, that's not right. Not at all. Fleeber, Monk's Finger, Maps Flipper, Fever, Maxi Fever. That's it. You know, I'm really, really getting tired now. Maybe I should go home. There's still a few things I need to know. Think you can hold out for just a few more minutes? Sure, Ruck. I can do it, but I need something else to drink, you know? You drink though. You by Erping? Yes. That hit what? I suppose you mean that your drink hit the mark. Why don't you tell us a little more about this Max Feber character? Nah. That's boring. Let's talk about the last year. Did you know that for every cow in Midkemia, we get a golden sovereigns a year alone just for their manure? Did you know that? Bet you didn't. And for every duck, Max Feber. I want to know about Max Feber. Jokey, Moxie Flipper, ahem. I know that G was trying to buy up some of the property left a few years back from Jared Lycrow, but Jared wouldn't sell to no one. So Moxie cooked up this idea. Sure you don't want to hear about the ducks? No, just tell me about the Max. Tell us about Max. What did he do? He got himself a shovel to try to skeer Jared. Of course, Jared wasn't scared of nothing, but it sure frightened Nia. What was he digging up? Going to sleep now. Good night. Maybe I could buy you another drink. What? You have run out of money yet? Haven't? Oh, in that case, I'll have another if you're buying. Graveyard near Sethanon. That's where he was digging up Erp. Afraid of ghosts and Jared whatnot. Not at all. Just Nia, little old Nia. Where do you think he got the funds to buy the land? He said that he got it in a hole. All the monkeys are money's in a hole. Just got go to get it. Ain't afraid no ghost. Goose it. What hole are you talking about? Where is he going? I think I go home now. One more tanker of ale to keep him going? Yes. Yana za Unter Doctor Key Erden Skywers right to Sulet Tome. But Erp ain't no Promiminol. Oh Glasmara. Oh gots. I'm gonna be sick. Ha ho. Undertaker Key. Erden Skewers. I don't know what he's trying to say. Get the Undertaker key? Introductor key? What? I don't understand. I said I'm gonna be sick. Okay. I think that would be enough for now. Sleep well, Nevik. I think we know all we need to know. Party's abilities have increased. Right. Now we're meant to go this way, I think. And all the way to Romney. But I was talking about Sethanon. And I think the enemies are back. And I think there's like some good loot on these enemies. Let's just go up the road and run into Nighthawks, hopefully. We'll just go super fast. Is there anybody out there? Oh, I gotta kill a bug. Stupid maple beetles. Gort stopped and stared off into the distance. After several seconds of contemplation, he turned and began to speak. Look at that tree over there. The lower limbs have all been hacked off. That either means we're near someone's property line or someone was ensuring they had an unobstructed view of the area. If we continue this direction, we should proceed with great caution. Maybe that's the assessment skill. Huh. Already gained some maximum hit points there, I think. Uh-oh. They're being watched. Unsure whether observers located, James wheeled about just as a figure emerged from behind the trees. I don't even know if one got hit. Did. Sarig's Bane. A yellow-colored ointment. The Sarig's Bane was stored in an odd-looking container. A simple cork cap suspended from the mouth of a glass tube. A large bulb made from stitched sheep gut. Commonly, it was applied to armor to counteract the effects of enchanted blades. I've been to this house? I think I have. Come on, show me more bad guys. No bad guys? Kill them all? Need rest. Oh, the Krondor. What the... Wester's View. The assassin was a mercenary. James could tell by the hardened set of the Black Slayer's face that he hadn't hunted them down to avenge a wrong done to him, hadn't chased them to collect a debt. He'd come because the coin had been the right color and the right amount. And for the price, that price, win or lose, he would fight to the death. looks kind of greasy. What does Skyfire do? Opponent must be carrying metal. Does 40 damage, costs 12 health. Get some skill up with the crossbows. Let's use up these bolts. Oh, he doesn't get blind very easy. Is this the guy with the armor I'm looking for? Or is he? Uh-oh. There he is. Survey says. No, he's not. Have those clerical things anywhere? Do not. I don't know if it's worth using that for 2%. But somebody got hit. Maybe it didn't damage the armor. They're being watched. Unsure where their observers were located, James wheeled about just as a figure emerged from behind the trees. Maybe I shouldn't have sent Owen for it, but whatever. The same, 68. No. How do I get this far? Not. Those guys had nothing. Want to fast travel? Sure. Okay. Shop was closed. Herb store. Trying to sell this poison. Nice. What about these poison arrows? Book? think there was a locked house I think I couldn't get in somewhere, but it needed a special key, so probably already dug this up, I imagine. Oh, bad guys. We caught him off guard. Try Skyfire. 3 damage. Oh man, James is getting his butt kicked. You're not allowed to run. Nice. Hmm. That certainly didn't help. Very accurate. Nice. No. Please hit him. There's a certain encounter I want to find where there's an enemy that has really good armor. Don't want anybody to run away either because I want their loot. I'll take another one. Got a better crossbow? Medium crossbow. Alright. Is this a medium crossbow? It is. The whole time I thought it was light crossbow. Guess he starts with the medium one. I didn't want to save over the bookmark, but I guess it doesn't much matter. Soldiers halted them. Across the road were a small group of men, all wearing knee-length tabards of white emblazoned with a gray wolf head on a circle of blue, the well-known colors of the Lamutian garrison. "We're breaking the curfew," one of the guards said coldly. "We have orders to put to death any that are found roaming these roads at night." Knowing that an explanation was expected, James licked his lips. "Ah, well, we have good reason to be out," he said, scrambling for an excuse that sounded reasonable. James had made a mistake. Though he wasn't certain what he said wrong, he had noticed the nearly invisible flicker of a smirk which had appeared on the guards' faces. Patiently, they waited until James finished his bluff. "That's a very interesting story. Unfortunately, it is also very false." The leader of the guard looked them in the eyes and said, "I hope you three are good with your weapons." These don't look like dwarves. I hope there's no penalties for killing these guys. The same guy, 70. Oh, not. If I go to Lamont, sell the stuff back to them. See if they're mad at me for killing their guards. Ah, that sucks. Eyes Bishop. I'll be working scribe the third year in William Archer and Friends. That's a book that gets me better at archery. You think quite a bit of yourself, don't you, lad? Perhaps. What makes you think so? Most folk enter a room, they look to the left, to the right, check out the lay of the place, and they choose where to go. When you come in a prancing, you walk straight in as an arrow, as if nothing could stand in your way, and no one does that. That's not stupid, or very good with a knife. I'm not stupid. You think you were, but I'd wager a month's salary that you've done some time as a thief. I suggest you lay a hefty amount on the wager, you'd win. But all that was a long time ago. I'm in the service of Prince now. Are you now? It's a shame almost. There's a new section of the Macmordane Cadal that's just been reopened by the workers. There was a terrible collapse there not too long ago, you know. They say there's a chamber that just heaped up with treasure. Why tell me? Why not get the treasure yourself? That would be stealing from myself. It's dwarven treasure after all. Besides, I wouldn't have desired to try it. If you're no thief, I've nothing to worry about in telling you. And if you are, again, I've nothing to worry about. We just don't exactly leave treasure just laying about, unless it's for good reason. What reason would that be? Let's just say there are certain things in this world that you either are or you are not supposed to have. If you were meant to teach something, you will. If not, well, fate sort of sorts that thing out. I believe you're right about that, Dubal, a lesson I've learned the hard way. I got 15 sovereigns for this. Fortune smiled. Despite the fact that he was stumbling through the chords of this kingdom mine, Owen's lack of musical mastery was masked by the raucous noise of the tavern's drunken patrons thumping their mugs to the rhythm of the music. That was interesting, the tavern said. I don't think I've ever heard that song tortured so much in one evening. You're lucky the patrons are drunk tonight. Against my better judgment, they're demanding I pay you. Here, withdrawing 15 sovereigns and 7 royal pieces from a pouch, the tavern keeper passed them over to Owen. Oops, I didn't want to talk to this guy. Zumani responded promptly, shuffling closer to James. He pitched his voice so as not to disturb the others who were drinking in the tavern. Your will, Lord? A minute of your time, keeper, if you have one to spare. All the hours of the day, if need be, sire, honorable sire. How may I be of service? Last time this guy, taught me to fight or something. McCullough. We met a Saruni in Krondor named McCullough. Do you know anything about him? He is a great one of the Assembly of Magicians. Beyond that, I know little as the great ones do not communicate with the lesser folk. Lesser folk. Those who are not of the Assembly are those who are not lords or ladies of the Sarani Empire. It would be improper that a person such as I speak to one of his rank unless he asks a question of me. That is the way of my former people. We were up at the garrison earlier and they told us that a group of Grey Warriors stole a pair of rubies. Are the Grey Warriors some kind of special armed force on Kelowon? Special, yes, but not in the way you imagine. The Grey Warriors are men without honor, men whose houses have been destroyed by an opponent house. Such men live off the land until they die. Though I've heard that Mara of the Akoma has accepted many such men into her estate, others have learned they may be granted freedom if they can reach the kingdom. Many die trying. Where would such men go once they got here? Away from Lamut, wherever they might be. The members of the garrison here are bound by kingdom law. Many of the soldiers still live by Sarani custom, as I do. It is not easy to fight our feelings about the Grey Ones. If indeed these Grey Warriors have stolen rubies, I suggest you seek out a man with a tainted honor. Kiefer Allscook in the town of L'Oreal. He's a gem merchant there, out of his home. I think I did talk to that guy. I get the feeling this ruby theft isn't an isolated incident. You listen between my words. This is the 6th such theft in the past year. Twice gems have been stolen near the Assembly of Magicians from the Great One McCullough's entourage. That would be no simple feat to accomplish even for a master thief. Whoever it is that is responsible, he must fear little if he doesn't fear the wrath of a Great One. I would take care following this thief, friend. I sense he is very dangerous. I suspect the graveyard outside Lamont will fill up faster than the gravedigger can dig holes if the roads become any more treacherous. It's truer than you might imagine. The roads at night are now patrolled by the Muddying Guard. Any found out after dark will be slain on sight. No exceptions? Dubal told me that he managed to haggle, is that the word? Past one of the guards, and then again he is especially gifted with words. I myself would not wish to rely upon such a skill. Haggling. I always find myself on the short end of the stick when I've tried my hand at haggling. Ask me to charm the dress off a peasant girl, no problem, but when it comes to convincing a merchant to undersell something to me, I'm less than expert. You were not born knowing how to walk, but you seem to have no difficulty putting one foot in front of another. Anything may be learned so long as you truly wish to learn it. So who would I speak to about learning to haggle? Dubal? Dubal is Dubal. His talent is part of him, and I doubt he understands his own abilities. There is one who lives in Romney, however, who I think may be of help. He is known as Mitchell Waylander, and he is the head of a very powerful guild, the Glazers Guild. I had a very long conversation with him when he wished to buy a few of our Sarani pots. I think he could teach you something about haggling. Goodbye. Afraid it's time we did something other than sit around soaking up the atmosphere. Things to do. I'm pleased you chose to visit the Blue Wheel Inn. It is my hope you will return again. I would say it's a definite possibility, assuming we're ever in Lamut again. Goodbye, Sumani. Right, I wanted to rest. 5 sovereigns. Alright, full health. Got some food. And it was pricey. To be honest. Let's give everybody 7. What happens when you have a drink? Anything? Nothing. Any reason to go to the palace? Or the garrison? Guards hurried across the courtyard. A red-eyed soldier met them at the central keep's door. His wolf's head tabard stained red with streaks of blood, his arm wound and bandages. Scratching his stubbled chin, he asked them what they wanted. What in Pythe's hell's happened to you? James said, looking at the soldier. It looks like you were caught in a terrible fight. Oradell, the man croaked. Whole clutch of their moss troopers were operating near here, and we found them out. We've had to impose martial law until we're sure we've routed them. The Moody and soldiers strung out from here all the way to Hawkshall in the south and east to Tearsog. Have any idea what they're up to? James asked. None. Well, they all seemed fairly upset about something going on to the south. I'm not exactly sure what. James nodded and turned to go, but the guard reached through the gate and snagged the sleeve. Don't be out on the roads at night if you can help it. Our guards have orders to kill on sight anyone trying to pass through our checkpoints. That would have been good to know before I killed the guards. I should go back to that cave. Buddy says there's treasure. We're going north. Suppose I dug that up. Is armor fixed? So this was the one I've been looking for the whole time. It was right by the road. No wonder I couldn't find it. This is the one you find off the start of the game. So these locks are made by the elves that are at war with the south, I think so. Prince Arutha, from his lofty perch, will find our troops without a search. His men will fall, his castle too, and then what will Prince Arutha do? He will die. I don't want any of that. Bad guys. Their attack was unexpected. Just use the cheap blind spell. Damn you and your bow. %70 chance to hit is not doing it. Use some swings instead of thrusts. How to increase the chance to hit? Just by more battle, I guess. I don't know if it's the final blow or just actually hitting things. I don't know if it's the enemy's defense that isn't calculated in the accuracy, because like the amount of misses I've had at 53% and 70%, you'd think I have like a 10% chance to hit. One always misses, so won't we hit that time? And now I said something I guess we'll start hitting. So let's say the party's abilities have increased, and then if I go look at Owen, he'll probably have accuracy melee. And I'm focusing on it too with red on here. I don't know exactly how it works. I think it's just you do the thing and then you have a chance to skill up in it. So the ones that are in red have skilled up recently. Defense, accuracy, melee, barding, stealth. And he's hurt here. I guess his strength went up. Or his strength is lower because he's hurt. Or I noticed when I was resting that their max health and stamina went up. I don't know if that's just because time goes by or something. I'm actually not too sure. This one? Redweed Brew. It's better for swordplay. This guy needs 4 arrows. The same body. All you can do is keep fighting battles, improve your skills? I think so, yeah. Unless I run into a person in town that I can pay to teach me stuff. So I've already paid a guy for, I think, swordplay. I paid a guy for maybe lockpicks, but I think Locklear got that skill and not James. But James is pretty good at lockpicks anyways. I think there's a guy you can pay for stealth. I don't remember where any of these dudes are. And here's where we started the game. Is that guy's name Hasseth? Hasseth, I think. Shop was closed. Free Hillman Pond. We have 96% armor. Do need to find a store to sell stuff soon. Must be as far north as I can go. Horns announced the lieutenant's appearance. There's no getting through those snowdrifts out there. The Incondel is blocked and will likely be spring before we can get through. Thanks for the information, Lieutenant. Alright. What other roads have we missed that we can go kill some bad guys? Where does this go? We haven't went down this road yet. Is there a store in L'Oreal? Want to sell stuff? Not. Uh-oh. James heard a sound, knowing they were about to be attacked. He planted his feet firmly and waited for his stomach tied itself in knots. As many times as he had found himself in a fight, he never could shake the strange feeling he was about to die. Oh my. We got spiders. Haven't fought them yet. Skyfire's not gonna work. See if the blind spell works. Owie. No running away. Bad spider. So we can search them for supplies. They have nothing. Didn't poison me either. Soldiers halted them. Oh no, Lamodian garrison again. And I have to kill them again. That's right. Shoot your friend. You're not getting away. Kitty boy. Tree in the way? Interesting. I just not see his feet. Oh, the tree is in the way. I didn't know that was a mechanic. Poison arrows again. I don't even think I'm by Lamont. I'm on the other road. Yeah. What's this place? Nothing? Somehow didn't find that treasure chest before. Which way? What's that? They agreed to attack. Fighter and some spellcasters. Their opponents were not surprised. That's gonna hurt. 60. Oh. 30. Good. I might lose this fight. I don't think I can actually blind the spiders even. Can I give him health? I think there's like a health transfer or something. Health stamina transfer. Shields target from damage. That might be good. Invisible armor. Let's give Gorth 15 of my health. Now can he hit it? No. Lucky. And James is, my wounds are mortal. Go on without me. No one left behind. Only I can remember where the temples were. Instead of drinking a million potions. Does this road not lead to town? It does. The Woolen Man. Glasses and gems and stuff. I have no gems. I think the potions were cheaper than the... Lock the door. Potions were cheaper than the temple. There was a temple over here. Don't feel like drinking all my potions and having to find more. That would suck. Temple over here? Probably not. No. Bit. Bad guys. Wasted a few rations, but it worked. Enemy was not surprised. Man, I wish this guy could reach that faster in the first round. I can blind him. You're not allowed to run. Stop missing. Aw. How long does the blind spell last for? I think just 1 or 2 rounds. It might depend on the opponent. I thought it was lasting a bit longer before, but it doesn't show you when the enemy takes his turn, so it's fine though. No, you're not allowed to run. Nice. What's this one for? Casting. What does this do? Tuning fork. Game struck the metallic device against his knee, cringing as it sang its high-pitched note. I always dread it when the jonglers tune their instruments. I don't know what that word is. Jonglers. He said, feeling the still ringing note. It's that pitch. If my hearing were any more sensitive, I think I'd bleed from the ears. That's supposed to scare dogs away or something? What's off the road? Nothing. I gave Gorth this tuning fork. Does the tuning fork do anything? One changed his mind. As great as the temptation was to use it, he sensed it was neither the time nor the place to waste its potential by performing experiments. There was always a possibility it would fail him when he most needed it, but that was far more desirable than squandering what might be a valuable resource when you gain nothing. It's not for learning music. Oh. There's a temple. One I've been to? Billion. Yes. I don't think there's any point in talking to the head people there. So I think I've done all the battles, but didn't find the one I was looking for. Could be on this road. Or I might have had to go through the... What? Oh. Aura? Might have had to go through the fast travel. Maybe it's up here. I think I did this road. I don't remember stopping at Sarth. I guess I didn't. Dwarf said the... Or was he a dwarf? The Serrani? Yeah, Dwarf said the cave was open again. Go through the cave, try to find some treasure. Is it? It is. Sulphurous stench was in the wind. This must be Mac Mardane Cadal, James said, his eyes glazing. He lost himself in thought. I knew it was somewhere close. As I recall, Mac is a dwarf of mine for cave or something like that. Now, considering the dwarves are no friends of the Mordell, they might be of some assistance to us. Assuming they don't take exception to Gorth here. Do we investigate or not? Actually, no. I gotta go sell stuff. What kind of store was here at Lamont? I don't remember. Oh, it's an archery store. They don't want my junk. Guess we could go all the way to Krondor. There's a chest back there. Is that the chest? That probably was. Five-day journey. Let's go. House. Quester's View. Next town I want. Hope we can buy some food too. South of Krondor. Oh! Ran into those guys. Hit him with a big fireball. Killian's root oil. An emerald-colored fluid rippled the length of this flute-neck bottle as Gorth upended it, then readied it once more. A very light oil. It was used by soldiers to temporarily enhance the metallic qualities of their swords and armor. Do I already have any of that? I don't think I do. These bodies all on top of each other. Where was I? Almost to Sarth. That's it. Certainly I didn't pass it already. This has got to be it. Never did go in the caves below here either. This is a magic store. All my stuff. Nice. Finally getting some money. Please stack. No. Sell food. Did I want any of these spells? I think some of them are good, but I don't remember which ones. Dragon's Breath. Are they eyes? Eyes of a Shepherd. Like, I think when I watched somebody play this on YouTube, they bought some of these for later on. Night Fingers. Narcasic. I don't know what that does. And the dragon. This, I think, is just like poison or something. I don't want it. Could buy the lightning staff. No, I can't. It's too expensive. Let's go. Do the library again. You get different stuff. I don't know if I read that one. These are different than the last time I came by. I guess I'll read them out loud then. Healer's journals littered the shelf. By far the most extensive collection within Sarth's impressive stacks of books. James felt a little intimidated, unsure what titles or names would be of the most use to him. He picked a book at random and began to read. More of a book of home remedies and folk cures than anything else, but there was little in the book about which he had not heard. Practically speaking, the only advice it had given of a practical nature was that it was better to sleep indoors in an inn while sick rather than toughing out on the cold, hard ground. So, like, every time I click it, it's different? Fortunately, much of the book it selected was confusing or contradictory. After struggling with it nearly half an hour, he finally gave up, putting it back on the shelf where he found it. Next book. The newest volume on the shelf on which it was the newest volume on the shelf on which it was located. The book concerned itself solely with the administration of a new anti-venom created by Father Nathan of Krondor. Following the unfortunate events which transpired shortly following the ascension of Arutha Condoin to the princedom of Krondor, unfortunately since that time, border barons had seen a proliferation of the use of this poison, now harvested in mass dosages on the shores of Morellen and Elsarth in the Northlands. If there may be said there is any good in this, is that the new strains of silverthorn now used are significantly less harmful than those used to wound Princess Anita 10 years ago, although many scholars have been speculated that perhaps only the nutrients in the soil near the Black Lake gave the plant its lethality. The true cause of the shift is unknown. Fortunately, in the case of the princess, I was able to formulate a silverthorn anti-venom which may be taken internally to neutralize the poison. It may be that I can make it into a treatment that may be smeared on armor to neutralize the effects of any silverthorn poison blade which comes in contact with it. I think that's one I wanted to read. No, this one. Of particular interest, because it had actually been written within the walls of Sarth, this book was designed as a quick manual instruct the reader on how to deal with the critically injured. Immediately as may be performed, the injured party should be conveyed to the locality of an inn or other place they may spend the night out of the night's humors. Once bedded, it is advised that they be administered 4 doses of restoratives and a herbal treatment. Providing they are left undisturbed for a period of 3 days, the chances are reasonable that they will recover from their near-dead condition. Okay. Owen scowled. The books arrayed before him all concerned theories of finance, a subject which his father had long ago exhaustively bored him with. Well, he thought he would never again be interested in the subject. He found himself reaching for one of the volumes. A very new-looking book. Owen had selected something titled Strategies of Trading Volume 2. Just below the title, he noticed a special note which had been glued to the face of the tome, Rare. Flipping through the pages, tables and charts of numbers confronted him, most of which he supposed would take him weeks to understand, time he didn't have to waste. In the center of the book, however, he did manage to find something of use. At the suggestion of a colleague, I have decided to include here examples of the finest shops in the kingdom, which illustrate my point rather elegantly that good attention to finances will allow the shopkeeper to offer the lowest prices without sacrificing significant profit and ensuring a reliable returning clientele. Daba's fanciful trinkets near Cobble Keep, roots and herbs in Prankstone, arms of Dala and Wolfram, Kingdom Goods and L'Oreal, the Mercantile, and Darkmoor. This is a simple ledger. Immediately upon opening, he discovered it was a simple ledger containing only row upon row of numbers which didn't seem to add up properly in his head, which he ran his finger across the columns. Closing it with a snap of his wrist, he replaced it on the shelf. I think I read that one last time. Boris smiled, pleased to find something in the vaults which appealed to his interest. He thumbed through a book which apparently had something to do with combat techniques. Written by a magician, the text was rather muddle-headed when it came to the idea of various tactics, depending far too much on information gathered by spies or certain formations which rarely worked as well as they looked on paper. Mixed in between a rather prolonged discussion of magically enhanced siege engines and battlefield enhancements, he did manage to find a useful snippet of information which he could relate to Owen. A rather simple tactic first applied during the Battle of Kars against the goblins was the use of the spell sometimes known as Invitation. Thought of as a mere prank by studying musicians, it became quite effective during the battle when Althafane used it to drag a band of the Dark Brothers into a trap which they had devised. Oh, I could probably use that invitation spell on traps. Haha. Shelves were overburdened, massive books which appeared to be older than anything James could imagine. Most of the works in this section appeared to be concerned with theology or philosophy, not as well versed in the history of gods as he would like. He reached for a less intimidating looking volume and began to read. Just a few pages into the text, James realized it was not another book of dogma, though its author put a few new spins on religious theory he had been unaware of. After flipping through a chapter, he placed the tome where he found it. Perhaps there was more informative book on the shelf. Of the hundreds of books on the subject of Ishap, the god above all, the book was difficult to understand, written in a barely legible hand. Setting it aside, he looked back at the other books on the shelves. Thankfully, the contents of the Book of Sung, God of Purity and Healing, were relatively light and easy to read, though it told him little he didn't already know about the Temple of Sung and its tenets. Before closing it, he did take special heed of the fact that it implied that the Temple of Sung offered more extensive healing powers than those offered by any temple. Okay. This one I read last time. Disgusted. There must be another book here more helpful than that one. Beginning as a basic soldier's text, it seemed there would be of little would be little of value to be found in the book, but moments before he closed it, he stumbled across a treasure house of information in the last chapter. This last chapter is reserved for the most well-prepared of soldiers who are also familiar with the enemies they are to face on the battlefield. With an adequate amount of information before a battle, it is entirely possible for an enemy to be defeated even when the enemy has the advantage of It is entirely possible for an enemy to be defeated even when the enemy has the advantage of surprise, providing you learn what their natural weaknesses are. By exploiting this feature, it is possible to take down enemies who might otherwise seem unkillable. Based on reports gathered from soldiers from different battle situations, it would seem that the following things tend to be true. Trolls in general seem to take more harm when they are attacked with any form of magic. They are likewise quite resistant to physical harm. When fighting magicians of any stripes, it seems they are generally poor when it comes to hand-to-hand combat. There are exceptions to this rule. Though wyverns have never, to my knowledge, been exploited for use in battle, farmers troubled by the red variety have spoken of good results when attacking with blades prepared with an Althafane's Icer. I highly suggest that in the future you attempt to take note of similar weaknesses and resistances so you may use your resources to the fullest of advantage. Okay, that's good enough reading. The shop did allow me to sell my stuff, so let's try the caves. Trees whipped about their faces, mumbling about inconvenience of castle engineers. Owen led the way down the fur-covered slope, arriving at last at the mouth of a large cave. I told you I wasn't mad, he muttered. Looks like a large cave mouth. Looks like a cave mouth. Want to have a look inside? Yes. Made their way into the blackness. I'm gonna laugh if I just come to a locked door. I can't get in. We need rest. Second thought, let's not sleep here. Okay. A little back here. Must be a bad boy somewhere nearby. Don't know that lock. Nice. Fighters. Owen laughed. Quickly, James impaled his mirthful companion with a venomous scowl, not at all amused to himself in the head trying to close the door. I think it's easier on your head if you backed off a step, Owen suggested in the patronizing tone. Keep laughing, I'll use her as a battering ram. Interesting. What? It's locked again? They agreed to attack. Their advantage was lost. I don't think you can blind these things very well. Man, you don't miss. Pretty sure they dropped nothing. Let's go around the room. Huh. Ashes were cold. Uh-oh. Oh my. Only one body? Another riddle. Box beneath a tree inside some tasty meat. Kept for a month or more, it still tastes just as sweet. Is it apple? It is not. Box beneath a tree. Inside some tasty meat. Kept for a month or more, it tastes just as sweet. Acorn? A-C-O-R-N-S, maybe? No. Like walnut? U-A-L... Oh, I already had a U there. What is this? Casting. Kind of cool. Interesting. Defense trap tests. It's trapped. Trap deactivated. 23 cents. Was the party's ability that was increased there? Could have been lockpick, I guess. Or it could have been casting, I guess. Luck looks complicated. Hey, you think about that key? There's spiders in here. Your advantage was lost. Seems its accuracy melee has increased. That's good. Two brothers wanted to race a course to see which had the slowest horse. Since neither wanted to spur his mare, what must they do to make it fair? I don't know. Which riders? That doesn't fit. I guess I'll have to write this one down, maybe. I wish I knew how to change the font size on Notepad and make it stay. Whatever. Oh, this could be trade. Trade what? Thinking mount, but that doesn't really work. MO. If I can make this bigger. Hmm. Trade what? This is probably not an H. Probably an O or an E. Probably not a U. Probably not an A. Could be. Trade mares? Sword of Kinner. Gorth hefted the sword respectfully. In the hands of its dwarven makers, it would doubtlessly have been considered a two-handed bastard sword, but even the most diminutive of human beings would have been hard-pressed to get more than a hand and a half over its spiral pommel. 25 plus 15, 33 plus 0. 0 plus skill. Yeah, that's better than this guy's sword, that's for sure. Maybe he gets the armor too, because he keeps getting his butt kicked. I've already read this. It was hard to read. Let's try it again. Even in its advanced state of deterioration, the dwarven armor was worth 2 suits of standard plate. Reddish-brown scales of rust pocked its ancient surface, but its original making had rendered it so lifelike it appeared not like a corrupted metal breastplate, but instead a cancerous human torso. 40% resistance. What does this have? 25. That's not the one I wanted. Nice. That was totally worth it. Do I need another bowstring? Not really. I hide this notepad. I can remove it. I could just close the notepad, but... Aha! Only one chest? We're getting pretty close to 2 hours here. Wonder if we can finish this dungeon. This would go somewhere else. James disappeared up the stairs. He returned a minute later, shaking his head. This leads off to a series of complicated mine tunnels. There may be a passage to the library vaults through there, but without a map or some direction, we would never find our way through. Oops. Let's just make sure we didn't miss anything here. That's the way up. We've been in that room. Well, there's a... We haven't gone left. That's what I was looking for. Dead end. Alright, well, good stuff. I want more food. Sure. Alright, I think we can save her there and play again tomorrow. Well, thanks for watching, and what else? If you want to see more episodes or more of the games I play, check out the live tab on my YouTube. There's playlists over there as well. Thanks for the follows and the likes and pressing the buttons and stuff like that. It helps out. And I guess we'll see you tomorrow for 2 more hours of Betrayal at Krondor. Peace. There we go. Peace. Love you. See you next time.